All right, we are recording. So thank you again for agreeing to speak at the Indiana Commercial Real Estate Conference on May 2nd and 3rd. First of all, starting with the location details, we are at the Convention Center. For those of you that have attended conference the last couple of years, we're in a little bit different spot. We're in the Sagamore Ballroom, which is on the 2nd floor. And that's nearest the Skywalk from the West End. So most of you coming from parking or coming from the West End, you just come right across right into our meeting space. So that's really good this year. We have keynotes in Sagamore 5 through 7, and the breakouts are just down the hall. So here are our exhibit space, our keynote space, and then our breakouts are just right down the hall. And our registration will be right here in this area. So for the session rooms, for general session, so for keynote speakers in the Sagamore Ballroom, we will have about 400 people in rounds of 10. We have a large stage that is on a riser, and we have 2 screens and projectors and a laptop. We do ask for keynotes that you use our provided laptop because it is all wired so that there's a monitor that you can see from the stage, the slide advancer, all of that is all wired in and controlled via our AV company. So we do prefer that you use our laptop, but you can provide your presentation to us in advance, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. We do have a slide advancer. There's a podium if you prefer to stand behind a podium. There's also quite a bit of space on the stage if you like to walk around. For Tim, for your panel, there will be basically director's chairs for all of the panelists. So, and then we'll have microphones in various fashions. If you're speaking individually, we have one wireless lavalier microphone that you can put on your lapel. We have a microphone at the podium, and then we will have a handheld wireless that can be passed around for panelists. So that's for the keynote sessions. For our breakout sessions, we have a mix of classroom tables in the front with chairs in the back. They seat about, this is actually a little low, it's more like 150 to 280 people in that room. There's a screen projector and a laptop provided. It is easier to substitute out if you prefer to use your own laptop, but you also can provide your presentation. We have a laptop there. We'll have a slide advancer. There is a head table. If you have a panel, there's a head table with wired microphones on the head table, and there's also a podium with microphones. There isn't a wireless option in the breakout sessions. So for your PowerPoints, we sent around a link to a PowerPoint template that we would like for you to use. If you have a reason not to use it, let us know, and that's fine. The best thing for you to do is to send us your PowerPoint to Ashley at ashank@myicbr.org by this Friday, especially if you're a general session keynote presenter. That way we can get these all over to our AV company. They can test it on the equipment that we're going to use that day. Sometimes there's issues with different, variations of PowerPoint, so we want to make sure everything works, it's set to the proper resolution, etc. So if you could get your PowerPoint to us by Friday, that would be awesome. But I know that sometimes there's last minute changes. If you can't meet that deadline, there's still other options. You can send it to you can bring it on site an hour ahead, and then we can get that tested. Or if you feel really confident in your presentation, you can just bring it into the session room 15 minutes before so that we can get that loaded for you. We will have facilitators in the breakout rooms and AV staff in the keynote rooms to help with all PowerPoints and microphones and all of that setup. Any questions so far?
Nope.
So we also have an opportunity to share handouts with attendees. We are not printing any handouts, but what we can do is upload them to our conference app into your session profile. And the attendees can download them, they can email them to themselves and access them during your presentation. So if you have any handouts, you can email them to Ashley as well. And we would like to receive those by Monday so we can get those uploaded. However, if you have something that you reference on site, we can upload those anytime next week, or we can upload those even after the event, and attendees can still access the app. So feel free to send those to us. If you think of something during your presentation and you want to provide that to attendees, just send it to us and we'll get that uploaded. But if you get it to us by Monday, then attendees will have a chance to kind of look through things before the sessions on Thursday and Friday. So just a couple of tips for successful sessions, and these are based on survey responses from attendees in past years. And just some things that will help you feel really prepared for your session. So arrive 10 minutes prior and introduce yourself to the session facilitator. In the keynote rooms, there's going to be staff marquees, which is our AV company, as well as myself or other ICBR staff in the keynote rooms. In the breakout rooms, we have session facilitators assigned. Those are ICBR board members, and they can help you with your AV and all of that. Make sure your presentation is loaded, ready to go. Figure out the slide advancers. They're all a little different, so get into that a little bit. We do need to start on time. This is state requirements that we start and end our sessions at the posted times, so that we are meeting the continuing education requirements. Talk into the microphone. This is something that has been an issue in the past in breakout rooms, especially while it is a breakout, there could still be 200 people in the room. So it's really important that you talk into the microphones. If someone has even if you think you're a really loud speaker, if someone has a hearing issue and they're sitting middle to back of the room, they may not be able to hear you well. So do talk into the microphone. Smile, relax, and enjoy yourself. And then be courteous to the next thing on the schedule and end on time. The session facilitators will give you warnings as we get closer to the end of the sessions. And then they will come up and wrap up the session for you. But do offer to hang around for questions or provide your contact information. In fact, your contact information will be in the conference app as well. So I mentioned the app a couple of times. This is pretty central to our conference because our app is used to track our continuing education for our attendees, which 95% of our attendees need. We have continuing education credit in Indiana and Michigan for brokers, and then we have legal education for Indiana attorneys. So the app is the facilitators, signs, and slides will provide attendees with a check-in code at the beginning of a session and a checkout code at the end of the session. The check-in code has to be entered within 10 minutes of the session start time and within 10 minutes of the end of the session. So they can enter it 10 minutes early, 10 minutes late on both ends. You can also connect to the attendees through the app. And then, like I said, your headshots, bios, handouts, and all of that information about your session will be in the app as well. And we'll have all of that preloaded. You will get instructions probably late this week, early next week for the app. If you were already pre-registered, you may have already received this, but by the end of this week, you'll get instructions for how to log into the app, and you can download that and be ready to go next week. So as a speaker, you do receive a complimentary registration. We've followed up with you via email to confirm what continuing education you need. So if you haven't gotten back to Ashley on that, do so. Please do so this week. Otherwise, you're already registered. You'll have a name badge whether you need CE or not. So please stop by the desk and pick it up. And we will have the ICBR staff as well as a few other temporary staff and ICBR board members on site to help you. The registration desk is open at 7 a.m. on Thursday all day, and then at 7 a.m. on Friday. Do note that we have move-in on Wednesday, May 1st. Ashley Shank will be here in the ICBR office that day, but the rest of us will be on site. So if you need to contact me on site, I will be checking my email periodically, and then you can also call or text the 317-296-4423 and reach me that way. The Thursday morning, I will tell you, I get really crazy busy. So if I'm a little slow to respond, the best thing to do is come find a staff member at the registration desk if you're on site. So I'll open it up now. If anyone has any questions about their presentation or about the event, I can answer those now, or you can contact me anytime via email, or Ashley can also answer your questions. So any questions? Well, that is all I had for you today. It's kind of a quick update for you. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions. We'll be sending this recording out. And if you haven't gotten back to Ashley on your registration needs, she'll be sending out some reminders about that today as well. Get back to her on the information she needs from you. Otherwise, we will see you next week, and we're really looking forward to your presentations.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.